Hello, welcome to this video on output and real GDP. In this video we'll have a look at the distinction between GDP and real GDP. We'll also have a look at the effect of change in real GDP on output. GDP, or gross domestic product, is the value of goods and services provided within an economy. Let's have a look at country X. Country X only produces two goods. Item A, which is a necessity item, and item B, which is the luxury item. In 2013, GDP was $10,000, and in 2014, GDP was $12,200. That means that we can conclude that GDP has increased by 22%. However, we have to be aware that growth in GDP is not equal to an increase in output, and we're interested in an increase in output as an increase in output creates increased demand for factors of production. The demand for factors of production creates an increase in the demand for goods and services. So let's compare two situations, scenario 1 and scenario 2. The question is, in which scenario is there an increase in output? In both scenarios, GDP grew. In both scenarios, GDP increased from $10,000 to $12,200. But only in scenario 2 did output increase. If we look at the original output for product B, in scenario 1 it was 500, but also in 2014 it's 500. If we compare that to scenario 2, in 2013, 500 was produced, but in 2014, 600 units were produced. This brings us to real GDP. Real GDP is GDP corrected for price changes. What we do is we calculate GDP of 2014 using the prices of 2013. If we now have a look at scenario 1, we can see that real GDP has not changed. It was 10,000 and it's still 10,000. If we look at scenario 2, and we also apply the prices of 2013 to 2014, we can see an increase from $10,000 to $11,000. So compared to GDP, real GDP is a better indicator to determine to what extent output in an economy grew. This effect of price changes will be further discussed in the next video called inflation.